Hello students, Namaste. Once again, welcome to this new session of Python lists. Last time we had seen basic list and the del command, indexing and slicing used on list, as well as the three common functions which are there on list. In this session, we are going to study some of the common methods that are available with the list. Basically, we might want to do number of things with the list, so we need this methods. Just let us try to check them all. Now, let us try to check some of the lists that we had already created in the last session. Num and city. These are the two lists which we are going to use in this session as well. So, the first method, append. Append can be used to add elements towards the end of the list. Say for example, city dot append. We want to add one more city name to the end of the list, and say for example we are adding a city Mumbai. Let's just try to check. City and Mumbai is added to the end of the list. Now, say for example I am creating a small list num1 equals 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay. Now, what I am trying to do, num1 dot append, can I add, say for example I want to add a single element. It is quite easy. I print num1 and I get the output. Can I add multiple elements like this? No. But is there a different way to add the elements? Like this, that means multiple elements in the form of the list? Yes. But what will be the output in this case? Will 4 and 5 come as separate elements, or will it be a nesting within the list? It should be nesting within the list, and yes, here it is. It is a nesting within the list. So, you have a list within the list. Similarly, you can have num1 dot append city. So, just try to check num1 and there you go. Just a small difference, instead of the values of the list we are passing the name of the list. But in the sense, you can add directly or indirectly one or more values at the end of the list. Single value directly, multiple value through a list. Okay, but those elements will be added towards the end of the list. So now let us go to the next method. Over here I have not written one of the methods, but there is one more method, that is clear. Num1 dot clear. What it does? Say for example num1, it removes all the elements from the list. Remember, the list is not removed. That is the difference between del and clear. Del will remove the list variable itself. The variable with clear is as it is, only the elements from num1 are removed. So now we try to check the next one, the next method. Over here again I have not written one of the methods, but that method is the copy method. Let me try to open the notepad. We are just listing out the list methods that we are learning. The first one is append, the second one is clear, the third one is copy. Now just let me check what is there in num. We have some elements in num. So say num1 dot copy num, and just let us try to see what happens. Oh, this is not allowed. I made some mistake over here. Num1 is equal to num dot copy. The syntax of making use of the copy method was incorrect. Let us try to check num1, and there we have. Let us try to check the value of num as well. Yes, we have the same values. Now let us try to do something. Num1 dot append 0. We print both the values num1 and num. Observe carefully, when we create a copy of the list using the copy method, then yes, we are creating a duplicate copy of the list, but when we append to one of the list, then that value is not added. We are going to see something that we can do similar to a copy. Say for example, once again I am removing num1. So now if you try to observe num1, it is not there. Now I am doing something similar to copy method, but there is a difference. And why there is a difference? That we have already studied earlier. Say for example, num1 is equal to num dot copy, that is what we had already done. But now we write num2 equals num. So now we have three similar lists: num, num1 and num2. But what is the difference? Num1 is created using copy method, and num2 using assignment operator equals. So what is the difference? There is a difference. Let us see practically, then I will go back to the theoretical concept. We are going to add some elements. Num1 dot append, say 0 is not there, and num2 dot append which element is not there? 7 is not there, so I add 7. In fact, 1 is not there, so that will be easier for us to remember. Now what we have done, we have appended which value over here? Using num1 we have added 0, and over here we have added 1. Okay. Using append, we have added 0 to num1, we have added 1 to num2. Let us try to check num1. Is the number added? Yes. Num2, is the number added? Yes. But what about num? Oh, we have not added anything to num, but 1 has come to num. Why? Because when we copy the list using the assignment operator, remember what Python does. If two variables are having the same value, then it is not going to be stored at two different locations. They are going to point to a single location. Just let me go back to what we had done or studied previously. This is what happens. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. If num is equal to num2, that means two separate lists are not created. Both are pointing to the same memory location, that is this particular memory location. So, if I add any element to this list or to this list, actually that element is added to this location, and because both the lists are pointing to this, you will get the change in both. Now let me do one thing. Let me add something to num. Say num, I am adding one more element, say for example 11, because it is not there. Let me go to the Python shell and let me give num dot append and 11. Now num, definitely 11 will be appended, but num2, you can see in num2 also it is coming. Why? Because num2 was made using the assignment operator. They are both pointing at the same location. So when you make change to this, the actual change is made to this location. When you make change to this, the change is made to this location, and hence both are going to be affected. Just let us confirm by printing num1. 11 will not be there in num1. So do remember the difference between the copy method and the assignment operator when we are creating a list from already existing list. Now let us go back to the next method. As far as the list is concerned, the count method is there. What is the use of the count method? For the count method to work, let me do one thing. Num dot append 1. Now num dot count 1. What it will return? 2. Why? Because num is containing the number 1 2 times. What this count method is going to do? It is going to count the number of times this particular element is there in the list. Say for example num dot count 100, which is not there. It will give 0. It will not give an error. Say num dot count 12. Only 112 is there in the list, so the count of 12 will give 1. So this is how count method works. Now we go to the next method as far as the list is concerned, the extend method. Now with append, we have seen we can add a single element, or we have seen that with the append actually we can add a list as well. But the extend method is specifically there to add some values to the list. Say for example, num dot extend and we use num1. So what happens? Say let me check the value of num. Well, all the elements of num1 are added behind. Remember, the difference is previously, say for example, let me try to do num2 dot append num1. We try to check the difference. Num2, see, in extend the elements are added to the list as it is seen over here. But with append, what was happening? A list was added within the list, that is, a nested list was created. So basically, with the extend, you can extend values, extend a sequence to the list or an iterable. What is the meaning of that? Just let us try to check what is there in the city. Now let us try to do city dot extend and we type a string over here, ABC. Now remember, whatever is there within the single quotes is taken as a single element. So if I check the value of city, you have 3 values added over here. So this is something about the extend method. So we include the count method and we include extend, append, clear, copy, count, extend. So in this session we have studied 5 methods as far as a list is concerned. We have still number of other methods left as far as a list is concerned. You can observe over here, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. So for this session we end the session over here. In the next session we will try to study the next few methods. Thank you.